So I want to do a quick lesson video on this really great lick that I found from this recording of Peter Bernstein and Bruce Foreman playing duo. I was listening to this earlier today and I heard this lick that Peter Bernstein played and I decided to learn it. So the lick happens on Confirmation, that's the tune that they're playing, and on the G7 in the tune, Peter Bernstein starts his line like this. And then he does this enclosure to set up like a altered 5-chord sound. So but basically what's happening here is on G7, just kind of doing like a diatonic enclosure to like an F major 7 arpeggio. That over G7 is going to give you 13, flat 7, 9, 11, 13 up the octave. And then again, he does that enclosure, chromatic enclosure to set up the sharp 9 of C7. Then he has all these like, just like really nice leaps, I thought. That's kind of what caught my ear. Right. Set up the root and then just down like a augmented triad. And then that's kind of my favorite part of the phrase is this leap down a 6 to the flat 9 from the flat 7, and then an enclosure into C, the root, or sorry, the 5th of F major 7, the 1 chord. And he plays like a variation on this lick later in the video. You know, a couple different things you can do with a phrase like this when you transcribe it. One would be to sing it. I did a video on this a couple months back, maybe a year ago now, I don't know, it was a while back, but just on the idea of connecting phrases to your ears. I think that that's more important than any analysis that you could do of the phrase, because that's going to give you stuff to hear in the moment rather than more stuff to think about. So I would start by, just kind of like parroting back and forth between what Peter is playing on the recording and singing. Just trying to like match the pitches as closely as you can. And then ideally I would try to transcribe this phrase from my singing rather than using the recording as too much of a reference, because this is just going to strengthen my ear to instrument connection. So assuming that I did that already, the next part of the process would be then playing the chord for myself and trying to sing the line over the chord. So right? And then the more that I sing that, super like pitch perfect and accurately, that wasn't like great singing, but the more that I, really try to get my intonation right with that phrase, the more I can kind of just like file that away as like a contour or a shape that I hear when I'm in the moment improvising. And I do feel like, the segments of the phrase, like I kind of broke it up when I was analyzing, those little like parts of the phrase that make up the whole phrase. I think that those more easily become part of your vocabulary than if you were to break them apart in any sort of mechanical way and say like, oh, this is, this, and I'm going to move it through the scale and all that kind of stuff. But the next step would be to try improvising around the phrase. So one way to do this is just to kind of like play the phrase in the exact same spot that Peter Bernstein played it. So, you're soloing through the changes of confirmation, you get to that G7, you play the phrase. And assuming that you've already connected it to your ear, this can be kind of beneficial, but I think it's even more beneficial to go the extra mile and try to work out your own variations on the phrase, right? So I'm going to kind of draw attention to this, right? So a couple different things that you could do just to kind of rearrange the notes slightly. Right, that would be one example of a variation, maybe another one. Slightly different, right? Adding more chromaticism to it, taking the idea that, right? kind of that general contour that he plays and trying to move it to different parts of the scale, highlight different tensions, different scale degrees, that kind of thing. But again, the most important part is going to be connecting it to your ears. So spend a lot of time singing it and have fun.